Ladies and gentlemen, this is huge news, and it's part of the Durham probe. You could say legacy, but you have the Durham probe special counsel that's coming out with a report. You have Jim Jordan and Representative Mike Turner of the chief of the House Intelligence Committee, and you have James Comer, the House Oversight Committee chairman, investigating almost exactly what the Durham probe was investigating, but now they have all of Congress, or the House of Representatives. When people say that the Durham probe was a failure, they're ignoring all the success. The plea deal, which would have been an indictment, easy prosecution, um, and possible prison time for one bureau official, um, Kevin Kleinsmith, who deliberately falsified records to a FISA judge. So when people say, oh, it was a letdown, that's not true. Okay. That was already proven in a court of law. There was a plea deal, and you had a bureau official who deliberately falsified information to deceive a FISA judge. Okay. The problem with the Durham probe was that John Durham tried to prosecute the Durham probe in the way Mueller prosecuted the Mueller probe. But Mueller had um, Paul Ryan, so he had never Trumpers, but he also had um, all of media and a political will. He also had people within the Federal Bureau of Investigation who knew that Trump was innocent, but who stated, well, Michael Flynn or George Papadopoulos, they lied to us. So it's a felony to lie to a bureau agent. Um, it shouldn't be if it's not recorded. Okay, but these interactions, whether it was Michael Flynn with one, I believe it was Strzok, but also McCabe sending two agents, one of whom was forced out of the bureau for anti-Trump bias and animus, to frame and set up Michael Flynn. The only thing they got General Flynn on was allegedly lying to a bureau agent. Okay? The only thing they got George Papadopoulos on was allegedly lying to a bureau agent. They never got the Mueller probe was an actual complete failure. The Durham probe indictments showed exactly that there was a concerted effort by people, Clinton, attorneys working for Clinton, tech people, to set up and frame Trump. But Durham didn't. He didn't go ahead and indict people on 18 U.S. Code 371, which I wrote about in the Federalist. Okay, so it the issue, ladies and gentlemen, is that you could just type in here. You type in H.A. Goodman Federalist, and one of the articles I wrote, and I wasn't even going to look up this here. Comey and McCabe should be charged with conspiring to defraud Americans. Okay, right here. And it's 18 U.S. Code 371. You could have simply done that. 18 U.S. Code 371 is the statute that um, Durham should have utilized to indict people, but he didn't. Okay, there was there's probably numerous reasons why he didn't. Maybe he didn't have the political will at that point. Okay, I wrote this several years back in the Federalist, wonderful publication. But here you have a continuation, and you have Hunter now very likely could face indictment, almost certainly, actually, once this continues. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. My Patreon is below, ladies and gentlemen. Go to hagoodman.com to read my writing in The Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Jerusalem Post, the Federalist, and other publications. And there's and the super thanks is below. I should have a live stream tonight. I'm not sure, but it's a slow month. in terms of news, not really slow in terms of what's taking place, but in terms of what a lot of my viewers really like to, talk about or watch. It's there. People don't realize that Comer, Jordan, Turner, all of these Republicans are doing exactly um, they're doing exactly what needs to be done. They're taking their time. I wish they would go work faster, but this is all part of the impeachment process, and this is all part of eventually indicting Hunter, Joe, everyone around, everyone involved with that laptop. And so, what took place recently is there was a Democratic congressman who issued a rebuttal to James Comer, and this is very important. The media ran with this, and they said, "Oh, it was refuted. Um, a Democratic congressman who served as the lead prosecutor in the impeachment stated that he proved that Joe Biden didn't fire a prosecutor because of Hunter's business deals, or that the fact that because Hunter was getting paid by that corporation. Nothing could be further from the truth. Number one, he was the lead prosecutor in an impeachment trial that did not focus on Trump breaking the law. That should tell you everything about being a lead prosecutor in Trump's first impeachment. He didn't break the law. Number two, the person who he was supposed to have forced or leveraged stated categorically, the leader of that country invaded under Biden's watch categorically that he did not experience any foul play or leverage from Trump, that he was not blackmailed by Trump. Number three, the lead impeachment prosecutor did not have access to the New York Post reporting, did not question or get any information from Biden, did not ask why Biden stated in his own words, telling on himself that, oh, and they said I don't have the right to do that. And then in front of the Council on Foreign Relations stated, oh, they said, "Oh, you don't have the right to do." He said, "Go ask the president." So the people that he was actually intimidating Biden when he was telling on himself and claiming that, you know what, I withheld $1 billion in loan guarantees unless you forced out a prosecutor. Those officials within that country invaded under Biden stated categorically to him he didn't have the right to do so. So they didn't even know that he had the right to do so. He didn't have the right to do so. He almost certainly was doing so because of the emails that the New York Post broke and reported on, one of which stated, how can you use your influence on our company's behalf? And then Biden forces out a prosecutor. It's pretty clear cut. So this person said he proved that there was no foul play. He did no such thing. This Democratic congressman did no such thing. He never got testimony from Hunter or Joe. He never got testimony from the official that was forced out by Biden. He never got access to Hunter's laptop. He never read the New York Post reporting, and he certainly didn't convict Trump of a crime because guess what? The person he was supposed to have blackmailed stated categorically Trump never did that. Okay, so that is the backdrop here. And if I'm speaking a little bit, if I'm long-winded or verbose, there's a reason. If you've lasted this long, you understand the reasoning. So share this segment everywhere. It's very important. The Durham probe lives, and you can see House Judiciary GOP Jim Jordan might turn to send a second batch of letters to ex-Intel officials who attempted to discredit New York Post reporting. So they have to go through some steps before they go impeachment, indictment, and all of that. Okay, and whether you get Merrick Garland or the next Attorney General, um, there will be, if they're going to go after Trump, you better believe that Trump, whether he's president or whether the next Republican president will be a Trump Republican, whether it's Trump or another person influenced by Trump's foreign policy and economic policy, which is infinitely better than what we see now. It was a moral imperative to have voted for Trump, especially if you want peace in the world. There was no invasion uh, with Trump as president, and there weren't UFOs flying above as well, and we didn't have We didn't have record lows in real wages and also record highs in inflation. We can go on forever. Hit subscribe right now. The Durham probe is alive and well, and it's doing better than ever. Give me your thoughts. Thanks so very, very much.